John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium. The Beat Diggers are coached by Randy Dreitz, assisted by Ron Albo, Lance Schwint, Dick Creighton, Matt Manier, and David Cummings, as the Beat Diggers are 4-2 in Patriot League play, riding a 4-game winning streak and 6-2 overall. Fort Lupton is 2-4 in Patriot League play, but they've won each of the last 2 weeks, 3-5 overall. Coached by Jeff Priestley, the assistants Brandon O'Field, Tom Galicia, Dick Brand, Luis Salinas, Rob Raymer, Mike Ornelas, and Tom Martinez. The Beat Diggers are dressed in their maroon uniforms with the white numerals, and Fort Lupton in the white uniforms with the royal blue numerals and the royal blue helmets. Beat Diggers going for their 7th win of the season, playing an abbreviated 9-game season for the first time, probably in about, 4 or 5 years, the last time they had a 9-game schedule. And this year, the state championship game is either it's a home or away site, no longer a neutral site. And the Beat Diggers will be kicking it off. Randy Dreitz wants to test that kickoff coverage right now, Dave.
Yeah, after some of those hard times, you've got to get back on that horse and see how it rides, We'll see what kind of adjustments they've made, see if they'll still try to kick it deep. I know that's something that Jesus has been working on, trying to put it in the end zone. He definitely has a leg to do it, just a little bit inconsistent.
There are patches of snow on the field, so makes you wonder how runners are going to be able to cut or maybe just try to go north and south. And it's really on one end of the field, Dave. Towards the scoreboard, there's very little snow on the field, and away from the scoreboard from that 50-yard line on, there's a lot more.
I can already tell Coach has changed up, where his guys are. It looks like basically the same guys are out there on this kickoff team, but he's kind of changed some guys around as far as who's on the right side and the left side.
All right, so the Beat Diggers and Jesus to kick it off, and that is squibbed. It's going to bounce all the way towards the 12, and there will be a fake handoff running left to the 15, across the 20, towards the left sideline at the 30-yard line, and cutting back to the inside at the 35, but he went out of bounds, and that was Marcos Lennox, the 5'9", 160-pound senior, forced out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, a return of 19 yards. And Fort Lupton's quarterback is Jeff Merritt, the 5'10", 146-pound junior.
They ran that reverse, and, man, you got to watch out, because when they make a good fake like that, for a minute there I didn't know for sure who had the football. As one of the kids that was making the fake was running right towards us. He was doubled over, leaning forward, so you really couldn't tell if he had the ball in his belly or not.
Zach Boyd is one of the feature backs for this Fort Lupton team. Right in the middle of that defense, Maverick Seawald and Oscar Soto. And Chase Klein getting the start over there for the Beat Diggers in a shotgun formation. Lennox rolling to his right, and it's going to be a handoff left side and a short gain, and now trying to break out of a tackle is Zach Boyd across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And Chase Klein in on the play. It's a gain of close to 3, 2nd down and 7 after that pickup by Boyd.
So again, we got a team in shotgun and making that fake a lot like we've seen Tebow do last year. We've seen several times this year. One of those things where the Diggers are just going to have to make sure they're making good reads and paying attention to what those guards are doing.
Tyler Stratman also on the defensive line, that left defensive end. And now Randy Baker cheating up on the left side. 2nd and 7 shotgun formation. And there is a flea flicker. And now getting pressured is Merritt, rolling to his left, trying to run out of it along the left sideline to the 40-yard line. Steps out of bounds. He's got a first down. He outran a few Beat Diggers after he was getting pressured, looking downfield off the handoff to Boyd, who pitched it right back to Merritt. And some trickery that we saw last week as well from Sterling. It's happening with Fort Lupton. And the gain is close to 10 yards at the 43-yard line. First down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, the old flea flicker. I haven't seen that for a long time. That was fun. But the Diggers just lost that containment. They went with a 5-man front that time as they moved one of their linebackers up. And our guy that was on the outside over there took a bad angle and didn't keep containment.
1st and 10, Fort Lupton at their own 43-yard line. One setback in a shotgun formation is Merritt. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now the reset, lining up in the right slot is Brody Nelson. Merritt still awaiting the snap. He's about 5 yards back. And there it is, and he's going to hand it off running right as Lennox hit in the backfield by Kyle Rosenbrock. A big loss back to the 39-yard line. That's the definition of an individual tackle. The Beat Diggers sophomore did that beautifully. It's a loss of 4, 2nd down and 14.
So the Lupton Blue Devils, they line up, and then they look over to the sideline. Their coach tells them, the coach sees where we're lining up, and then he calls the play. In that situation, they just tried to make that naked handoff. It was so visible for everybody to see. Rosenbrock flew up there and got his head in front, made a textbook tackle right at his hips.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 2nd down and 14 from the 39. Again, Merritt in a shotgun. Play action. Fakes. And he's now getting pressured. Rolls to his left. Here comes Maverick Seawald, who's going to sack him. And he tried to throw the football. And Tyler Stratman's going to recover, I think, what's going to be ruled a fumble. And the Beat Diggers should have the football at the 32-yard line. They do. It looked like the quarterback, Merritt, tried to throw it with his left hand, but it was ruled a fumble. So give Seawald the sack and Stratman the fumble recovery.
Well, that was just awesome, but I think you're right. It looked like he had the ball in his left hand and tried to throw it forward underhand and maybe try to avoid that sack with an incomplete pass. The referees didn't fall for that one, though, did they? They went ahead and said it was a fumble and gave it to the Diggers.
And the Beat Diggers have the football at the 31-yard line with 10:08 to go. In the opening quarter, it's Brush's first possession, as Mitch Tormolin awaits play instructions, and the Beat Diggers are up to the line of scrimmage. The lone setback is Kyle Rosenbrock. This is the slick end of the field. 1st and 10 for the Fort Lupton 31-yard line. Peterson is in motion to the left. Tormolin, the pitch left to Rosenbrock, looking for a seam to the 30, up the left side to the 25, 1st down inside the 20, carrying defenders at the 15, still on his feet as he battles towards the 13-yard line. A strong run for Kyle Rosenbrock, a gain of 17, and a Brush Beat Digger 1st down.
Week in, week out, we see these teams come in against the Diggers and they eagle down, meaning they have a nose guard, but they take their tackles and they eagle them down across from our guards. And it just blows my mind because we always attack, at the tackle. So, Fort Lupton comes out, they pull that stunt right off the bat thinking we're going to run that trap, and it just cost them big. They have nobody out there to make the tackle.
Rosenbrock with 20 touchdowns coming in, 16 rushing, 3 receiving, and 1 on defense. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the Fort Lupton 14-yard line. The backs are split, and there is the give on the end around to Baker. The ball is fumbled, and Baker's going to fall on it. I think there was a problem with the exchange, and that's going to be a loss of 7 yards back to the 21, 2nd down and 17.
Yeah, it was definitely a problem with that mesh there where Tremolin looked like he tried to put it right in his belly. Maybe, somebody might have been grabbing for the ball, or maybe it got put right on his hip, but at any rate, they dropped it. Got a big 2nd and long now.
Guzman is into the game. Jake Brown is out. 2nd and 17 for the Beat Diggers at the 21-yard line of Fort Lupton. 9:07 to go, opening quarter. The Beat Diggers on their first drive with a back split. Tormolin under center. Will hand it off on the left side to Mike Gutierrez, and he's got very little, maybe a yard to the 20, and that's it. He was bottled up and swallowed up over there by the right side of that defense, including Jacob Ornella, 6'2", 225, some big guys in this Fort Lupton defensive line.
Boy, they sure do. They got a whole host of them over 200 pounds, 280, 270, 255, 250, 275, 242. They got a bunch of them.
3rd and 16 for the 20. Guzman is the receiver to the left. In the backfield are Gutierrez and Rosenbrock. On 3rd down, Tormolin with a hard count. Nobody moves. And there's the give to Rosenbrock, running left to the 15-yard line, still on his feet, spins to about the 11. Rosenbrock running hard. They might give him the 10. The nose of the football is going to be shy of the 10. We'll give him 10 yards. And all of a sudden, that's much more manageable. A 4th down and 6 to go for Brush.
You bet. And we're going to go for it right here. So if Cardenas was going to kick it, it would have been about a 20-yard attempt.
Yeah, from here, probably about 27 yards.
Yep, 27.
So here we go. 4th and 6. From the Fort Lupton 10. Will the Beat Diggers throw out of this formation? Backs are split. Tormolin looking to throw over the middle. Open. That is going to be a touchdown for Randy Baker on 4th and 6 for the 10. And the Beat Diggers lead Fort Lupton 6-0.
So they come out there with that play action. I'll tell you what, it was a beautiful play as Tremolin dropped back to the right side, faked the handoff, just came back to the middle, and we were in a 300 set. Baker was the flanker on the left side, and he just ran a small post pattern wide open right there behind the linebackers. I'll tell you what, well, actually not even wide open. They had decent coverage on it, but Tremolin just stood in there and just kind of threw it with the ball out in front of him. He didn't even wind up to throw the ball. He just kind of lobbed it in there, and it was just a beautiful touch pass.
Well, and that really helped because had he wound up, that would have allowed the defense to get there. You got to quick release that, almost wristed out there. All right, Randy Baker checking in at the last second as the Beat Diggers go for the extra point. Yeah, he ran off the field, now back on the field. Off the hold of Mitch Tormolen. Awaiting the snap. It's right there. The kick is up by Jesus, and that one is good. 7:41 to go, opening quarter from Beat Digger Stadium. Brush 7, Fort Lupton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 5 plays, 31 yards in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Randy Baker, a 10-yard reception. Mitch Tormolen now, Dave, has thrown a touchdown pass in 22 straight games. Every one of his starts, he's got a touchdown pass.
That is amazing. Amazing stats, and like you were saying, especially a running team. But it sure doesn't help when your offensive line does a great job of blocking, and then you have those running backs that force people to stay up there close to the line of scrimmage.
Brush leads Fort Lupton 7-0. This one is a floater that's going to land at the 31-yard line, picked up at the 29, and across the 35 towards the 37 is Zach Moore, a 6', 160-pound senior. Before he's brought down by Michael Gutierrez. Also downfield was Edgar Rojas. And Fort Lupton with pretty good field position at the 37-yard line, but I think the Beat Diggers found out defensively they can handle this Fort Lupton offense.
I'm not sure if Cardenas meant to do that or not. The tee flew it flew over 5 yards down the field. I think he was just trying to get a whack at it, and I don't know if the footing's very bad, but like we were saying, we got to work on that consistency on our kickoffs.
All right, 1st and 10. Trips to the right for Fort Lupton at their own 37-yard line. This is their second possession. The first resulted in a fumble by quarterback Jeff Merritt. Marcus Lennox in motion to the left, and the keeper by Merritt running to his left, and he cannot get around Randy Baker, who throws him down for a loss. Baker with excellent containment. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, even though he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And the mark will be right there at the 37, 2nd down and 10.
It's such a slow play. They brought that guy in motion from the trip side. They were just trying to get us to divert our attention, worry about a quick pitch over here. And the quarterback Merritt just rolled over to the left side. There was nothing fancy or any real good fakes going on with it.
2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Trips to the right. Naked backfield. Boyd is in motion to the left. Merritt, 2-step drop, throws it out in the right flat. The pass is going to be caught and breaking free at the 40 to the 44-yard line for a gain of 7 is Jalen Vasquez. Looked like Alec Peterson overran the football. He had a shot for an interception. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, after he overran the football, then Jake Morrow kind of flew out there and tried to make the tackle. It was kind of an arm tackle. He tried to hug him as he went by, and it just didn't work out.
It looked like an odd play the way it developed, Dave, not because of the way Fort Lupton ran it, but because of the way the Beat Diggers defended it.
It was a pick. They had those guys out there. They were just trying to set up a moving pick. Had the kid actually made the block he was supposed to, I think we might have had a pass interference call against Fort Lupton.
3rd and a short 3. Play action. No, there's the handoff to Boyd running left. He's got a 1st down across the 45, tackled at the 49, a gain of 5. Beat Diggers had a chance at the line of scrimmage, but Chase Klein made the play. But again, a gain of 5 for Zach Boyd.
So the Diggers again back into that 4-man front, and as long as Fort Lupton spreads us out like that with trips and twins and the wideouts and the naked backfield, we're going to see mostly a 4-man front all night.
1st and 10. For Fort Lupton with a football at the 49. And Merritt looking to throw is going to roll out of it. He'll take off with a football hit by Baker at the 50-yard line. That's it. As Baker brings him down, just a gain of 1 for Jeff Merritt. 2nd down and 9, and Baker's done a nice job so far.
Boy, he's doing a great job of flying up there. Those linebackers, when it's a passing situation, their first step's got to be forward, and then they got to back up into their flats. Well, Baker goes back into his flats. He sees the quarterback start to run, and he's just doing a good job using his speed to fly up there towards that sideline and take a real good angle to make that tackle.
2nd down and 9 to go for Fort Lupton. The ball at midfield. 5:22 to go in the opening quarter. Brush 7, Fort Lupton nothing. Out of a shotgun. And there's the handoff right up the middle. A big hole for Zach Boyd across the 50 to the 45, down to the 44. As Kyle Rosenbrock makes the play, but not before Boyd picks up 6 yards. That'll set up, almost 7, a 3rd down and 2.
He's running behind the blocking of Angelo Zito. That's that 5'10", 275-pound tackling. But that kid did a good job of sealing us off out there. A little bit of a mismatch against Chase Klein.
From the Beat Digger 44, 3rd down and 2. Rolling right, throwing on the run, wide open, caught by Lennox. 1st down along the right sideline. Inside the Beat Digger 40 to the 37. And it's a gain of 7 yards. They'll mark it close to the 36, and the Beat Diggers did not defend that one too well. He was open.
Yeah, he was wide open. We just gave him a little bit too much of a cushion. He did a good job of running downfield and then cutting it outside. Kind of took that angle away from us. We had to play catch-up the whole time.
The Bee Diggers have had the football only once. It resulted in a 10-yard scoring pass from Mitch Tormolen to Randy Baker. 1st and 10 for Fort Lupton in Bee Digger territory at the 36-yard line. Out of a shotgun, Lennox is in motion to the left. And there was movement. And there's the flag and another flag on the left side of the offensive line. Definitely movement by Fort Lupton. That'll put them back at 1st down and 15.
Yeah, we saw their left guard. He was pulling over here to the right side, so he was going to trap our tackle. It looked like it was going to be a long trap, maybe on our defensive end even. But he just moved a little bit too soon. And the kid stood up tall when he was moving on that trap, so our linebacker should be able to see that and make a good read and follow that play.
Game time temperature about 35 degrees. And now it is 1st and 15 for Fort Lupton at the Bee Digger 41-yard line. 4:41 to go opening quarter. Bee Diggers up 7-0. There's a draw play by Merritt taking off with the football, but Kyle Rosenbrock brings him down after a gain of only 1 to the 40. 2nd and 14 to go for Fort Lupton.
It was a design quarterback draw, and they just maybe rushed it a little bit too much. It was an easy read for the Diggers, and they just did a good job of coming up there and filling in that hole. Rosenbrock did. But I was paying attention to our defensive line. They did a really good job of not giving up any ground. You know, they're not getting pushed downfield by these big guys.
2nd down and 14 to go for Fort Lupton at the Bee Digger 40-yard line. Again, out of a shotgun is Merritt. Trips to the right, looking to throw. Pumps, heaves it deep up the right side. Wide open is Lennox. He's got it as he falls down inside the 10 to the 9. The Bee Diggers were burned, a gain of 31. And if Lennox didn't fall down, it would have been an easy touchdown for Fort Lupton.
Boy, he was wide open. Our corner was clear over towards the middle of the field. That Lennox kid just kind of came downfield, and then he kind of drifted to the outside. And I think we were in a cover 3, and I think our corner needed to be over there, and he just kind of fell for the fake and thought they were going to throw it over the middle.
1st and goal for Fort Lupton at the 9-yard line. Bee Diggers up 7-0, but that lead is in jeopardy. Again, Jeff Merritt and the Blue Devils in a shotgun. He's got 1 to his left, 1 to his right. The setback is Boyd. There's the give to Boyd, running left, stutter stepping as a seam to the outside to the 6-yard line, and he runs into a Bee Digger and gains additional yardage as Eddie Arribas makes the play. But that's a gain of 7 down to the 2. It'll be 2nd down and goal, and right now Fort Lupton looks very solid on offense. Upcoming is the 10th play of the drive.
Yeah, they're getting that momentum going, that's for sure, as they just go between run and pass, and they're keeping it mixed up enough to where they're keeping our defense off our game.
2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Yeah, Fort Lupton picked up a big 3rd down moments ago. But they had a 2nd and 14, and the Bee Diggers could not make the play. Out of a shotgun, Merritt turns, hands it off left side, hit at the 1-yard line, trying to lunge his way towards the end zone is Logan Fern, and he's going to be short. Well, the official over on the near side is spotting him like it was no gain. And let's see if that's accurate. Yeah, no gain for Fern. 3rd and goal from the 2.
So that time they were in a double tight formation just with their flankers spread out on this other side. Try to run power at us. But, it's kind of slow when the quarterback's, clear back there in shotgun. Diggers did a good job, like we said before, not giving up that any yardage up there on the line of scrimmage.
Well, we know Fort Lupton's not going to the playoffs, so this is 4-down territory. 3rd and goal from the 2. Merritt in a shotgun. Play action, throws out to his right. The pass is incomplete. Well defended over there by Jake Brown. Intended for Jalen Vasquez. 4th and goal from the 2.
Right, so 45 yards on 4 passes for Merritt after he's completed 3 of those.
Well, time of possession has been controlled by Fort Lupton. Of course, they've had the ball twice and the Bee Diggers once. But Fort Lupton has held the football for nearly 5.5 minutes on this drive. They take a timeout. We will keep it right here with 2:12 to go in the opening quarter. Bee Diggers up 7-0. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado Title at 130 West Kiowa and Fort Morgan will provide you with a stress-free closing and letter jackets, T-shirts, and more at Bijou T-Quest at 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan for all of your sports apparel. Big play for the Digger defense. And not a same situation or a similar situation, I should say, but last week Sterling had the football and a pass was thrown and Kyle Rosenbrock intercepted, but that wasn't on fourth down. Now they got to make the play here on fourth.
Hey, anytime you have a stand, whether it's a 4 down or a 3 down or 2 down, you stop them on the goal line when they're inside the 5-yard line. That's a pretty good job in high school football.
The question is, will Fort Lupton like to run or pass? And this time, Jeff Merritt is under center. Fourth and goal for the 2. Quarterback sneak, a quick snap. We've got a flag up there. He's short of the goal line. Boy, this is a big call, a huge call. Tyler Stratman is clapping. Could that be against Fort Lupton? And if it is, the Bee Diggers would decline because he did not score. He's down to the 1-yard line. I don't think the Bee Diggers were offsides because that was a quick snap.
Yeah, I think he might have been moving. I'm not sure if the quarterback ever got set before he got behind the center.
The ball is at the 1. And again, if it's against Fort Lupton, the Bee Diggers will decline, and they'll have possession of the football. Oh, they're waving it off. The Bee Diggers have the ball with 2:08 to go after a 12-play drive. Took nearly 5.5 minutes, and Merritt was stopped at the 1-yard line. Well, we know what Rosenbrock can do when the Bee Diggers are deep in their own territory. We have mentioned it before, 93-yard run against University. Late in the first half of that game, a 48-0 Brush win.
Hey, let's talk about Seawald and Soto. Those are the 2 down guys there, the 2 nose guards. They got a good jump on that football to be able to hold Merritt up.
Well, they were ready for it. Gutierrez and Rosenbrock are in the backfield. Got to hold on to the football now. 1st and 10. The Bee Diggers have the football at the 1-yard line. Tormon hands it off to Rosenbrock. Running left, tries to spin out of a tackle and does, but maybe for a yard, and that's it to the 2. And they were waiting for that as a couple of Blue Devils were in on the play. 2nd down and 9 to go for Brush with 1:49 to go in the first quarter. Bee Diggers 7, Blue Devils nothing.
But again, they're blitzing that A gap, and their linebackers creeping up there, and boy, he's jumping and trying to get our offensive lineman to move. And he's up there within about a yard. Had Rosenbrock broke that tackle, there was nobody left over here to make it. And now here we are looking at it, they don't even have a free safety.
2nd and 9 for the 2. Baker's in motion to the left. And there is the pitch left to Gutierrez. Swings it back to the middle to the 5-yard line to the 10. And he is down at about the 15-yard line. A strong run for Michael Gutierrez. The tackle made by Fernando Veleta, the 5'9", 242-pound senior. And that's going to be out to the 16-yard line. A gain of 14 for Gutierrez and a big first down for Brush.
Heads up call there by the coaching staff. They have all those guys in the box, and there's just nobody on the outside, and there's nobody in the middle of the field deep to cover anything. We could run like an 81 dump or anything like that. It'd be wide open.
Baker's in motion to the right. There's the handoff right side to Rosenbrock. Lowers his head, and he's hit at about the 20-yard line. A brutal block put on by Maverick Seawald towards the end of that play, a legal one. And unfortunately, that didn't result in Rosenbrock getting freed further. 2nd down and 6, a gain of 4 for the Bee Digger sophomore.
You know those punching bags you had when you were a kid that had the clown and there was sand in the bottom of it, and you'd punch it and it'd go all the way down?
I was the punching bag.
That's what that kid looked like. He went down, landed on his back, came right back up to his feet. Seawald blistered him.
2nd and 6 for the 20. Baker's in motion to the left. Tormol will hand it off right up the middle. A big hole and a first down. And that is Michael Gutierrez bursting across the 30 to the 34. A gain of 14 for that Bee Digger sophomore.
Yep, 29 yards now for Mikey. 3 carries. Again, Fort Lupton's taking those chances. They're blitzing all those guys. They don't have a free safety. They have everybody inside the tackles. I think that it's up to the Diggers now just to exploit that.
Ball just shy of the 34, 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers on a drive that started at their own 1-yard line. Check out this formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1, make it 2 to the right. And there's the give to Rosenbrock, but he's hit in the backfield. It's going to be a loss, as the tackle was made over there by Matt Garza, the 6', 160-pound junior. Well, actually picked up a yard, so check that. To the 35-yard line. That's the end of the opening quarter with a score. Brush 7, Fort Lupton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Beat Digger Stadium as we head to the second quarter. The Beat Diggers lead the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 7-0, and the Beat Diggers came up with a huge goal line stand in the opening quarter. A 10-yard pass from Tormolen to Baker. And that's how the Beat Diggers have got the lead. 2nd down and 9 for Brush at their own 35-yard line. 502 Ensign in downtown Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better with B&B Appliance. There's some confusion down there as the white hat is now on the field. He was roaming around the sidelines. Now we are ready for play. 2nd down and 9 at the 35-yard line. The sophomore backs are split. Tormolen hands it off on the right side to Rosenbrock, and he is hit for a loss. And that was Garza again. Threw him down at the 34-yard line. Somebody is missing a block.
Yeah, when they're blitzing like that, they're going to guess right, and we've seen that happen a lot of times. And so they were blitzing us. They won on a couple plays there, but, we're going to go big on them here in a second if they keep that up.
Yeah, check that. That was Jake Morrow, the loss of 1. Rosenbrock was on the sideline. Now it's 3rd down and 10 to go from the 34-yard line. Morrow's back in there with Gutierrez. On 3rd down, Tormolen rolling to his right, looking to throw along the sideline. Open is Baker. He's got it. 1st down inside the 40-yard line, down to about the 35. A beautiful throw from Mitch Tormolen. A gain of 31 yards for Brush.
So Tormolen's 2 for 2 now. Boy, that was kind of a vicious tackle there on the sideline. The kid, Baker was he was actually on the sideline, maybe out of bounds, and the kid kind of whipped him around and threw him right on his back.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers of the Fort Lupton 35. 11 to go, second quarter. Brush 7, Fort Lupton nothing on a 10-yard touchdown pass from Mitch Tormolen to Randy Baker. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The lone setback is Kyle Rosenbrock. The give to Rosenbrock up the middle to the 30-yard line. Still on his feet to the 27. Hit from behind. If not, he would have been gone. But who made the tackle? Matt Garza again. He's all over the field. We'll give him a gain of 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 to go for Brush. This will be the 9th play of the drive.
You don't see Rosenbrock get caught from behind very often. And what happened was he got there about 5 yards downfield, got past the linebackers, and he was starting to stutter step to make a move on that defensive back to see if he could break it to the sideline and maybe turn it all the way upfield. And when he slowed down, that's what allowed Garza to catch him.
The Beat Diggers are trying to put together their longest drive of the year. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 2 from the 27. Guzman in motion to the right. There's the handoff to Rosenbrock. Breaks a tackle. Spins out of another tackle. 1st down across the 25-yard line towards the 23. A gain of 4. And Beat Diggers have another 1st down on this drive. And they're also controlling the clock as we approach the 10-minute and 15-second mark of the second.
That was a weird play. That looked like it was supposed to be a fake quick pitch that has that dive up the middle. It's just there was nobody running a quick pitch.
Again, 2 receivers split to each side. 1st and 10 for the Fort Lupton 23. Peterson is in motion to the right. And there is the pitch right to Rosenbrock. Speed to burn to the outside of the 20, to the 15, along the sideline to the 10, to the 5, going for the pylon, and he is in for a touchdown. There's the signal from 23 yards away. Rosenbrock has scored his 17th touchdown of the year on the ground, 21st overall, and the Beat Diggers lead the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 13-0.
That's already 62 yards for him on 7 carries tonight. And, the coaches just, what you do when you got a guy like that that can make the plays is you try to get the ball in his hands in as many different ways as you can to keep people off balance. We go with the one backfield, and we have people spread out all over the place. We haven't seen a quick pitch to Rosenbrock yet. There it was.
Yeah, how about a drive that went 99 yards but only took up 4 minutes and 11 seconds. The extra point by JC off the hold of Mitch Tormolen. The snap is a little bit high, and the kick is up. That one is right in between the uprights. 9:57 remaining, first half. Brush 14, Fort Lupton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 10 plays, 99 yards for Brush, 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock from 23 yards out. Bee Diggers now lead the Blue Devils of Fort Lupton 14-0. And Brush is averaging 50 points a game during this 4-game winning streak and looking good on offense, 2 for 2 so far. Jesus to kick it off, and that is a low-line drive. Fielded at the 30, straight ahead to the 35, stutter stepping to the 40, spinning across the 40 to the 42-yard line for Fort Lupton is Ian McPeak. McPeak, a 5'3", 150-pound junior. Bee Diggers are taking their chances that the defense is going to get the job done. Good field position from the 42 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, just another squib kick there. You could tell that one was on purpose. You know, the guy that helped stop that play, I think, was number 65. He's not in our roster, but he might be. Alex Partridge is, for Fort Lupton. But what happened was the kid's like 6'1", 280 pounds, and they ran right into the back of their own guy.
1st and 10, Merritt out of a shotgun, trips to the left. He's going to roll that way, looking to throw underneath. That pass going to be caught by Lennox, a short gain as he runs out of bounds, defended by Alec Peterson. They're going to give him just 2 yards to the 44, 2nd down and 8, and the Bee Diggers did defend that play well.
Yeah, they did. And then after they took him out of bounds, the kid was a good sport over there with the Diggers on the sideline. It's a sign of weakness.
2nd down and 8 to go from the 44-yard line.
It's the wrestling in me coming out.
Yeah, no.
Won't be shaking hands with the guy until the game's over.
Right. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. In a shotgun is Merritt. 1 setback. Merritt has the football, hands it off to Fern, running right, stutter stepping to the 45, breaks out of a tackle at the 50, and he's down right there. Maybe got to the 49. Nice job by Fern finding the gap as Jake Morrow made the play. Oh, that gain is 6 yards. 3rd and less than a yard to go for Fort Lupton.
Boy, they're in that hurry-up offense now, getting right up there with the quarterback in shotgun again.
3rd down and less than a yard to go on the other side of the 50 in Bee Digger territory. And Merritt looking over towards the sideline with 2 receivers out to the left and 2 to the right. Fern is the lone setback. And there is the give to Fern. He's hit in the backfield by Maverick Seawald for a huge loss to the 46-yard line. A loss of 4 yards in a play, and Seawald read it like he was in a Fort Lupton huddle.
You know what? He got such a good jump on the snap and came from his tackle position over there on the left side, or his nose guard position over there on the left side. He just blew right past the Lupton offensive lineman. Met the kid right after he got the handoff.
Yeah, an amazing play. 4th and 5. Fort Lupton, I think, is going to go for it. This is their last game of the season. They are not going to qualify for the playoffs. 4th and 5, and now they'll set up in punt formation. Matt Garza to punt. Man in motion to the right is Logan Fern. Will they fake it? There's the snap, and he will punt it, and he slips, but he gets off a decent punt, takes a huge roll inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to roll right there, actually at the 10. And then we've got a late hit. There's a late hit and a flag thrown.
That was not a late hit. Alec Peterson was blocking that kid. The kid was on roller skates going backward, and Peterson just kept driving him until the kid landed on his back, and Peterson landed right on top of him. So, there was no hold there. It was not a block in the back. It was just an amazing block.
Yeah, I mean, it looked clean, but I guess the officials are saying it's after the whistle. And now the Bee Diggers are going to be backed up.
They called a hold. That was no hold.
All right, that's even more odd because, first of all, it was nowhere near the play. Why would he hold in the end zone? Are they going to place that football at the 1?
John, that was probably the best block that Diggers had all season. Seriously, that was the best block I've ever seen. If we could get our whole team to do that every single play, we'd be in business for a touchdown every single play. I just totally disagree with that call.
In all my years of watching football, I've never seen 2 consecutive drives start at the 1. And this is what happened right now to Brush. 1st down and 10 to go for the Bee Diggers at their own 1-yard line. Tormolin hands it off on the right side to Rosenbrock. Stutter steps, tries to spin out a tackle, spill on his feet. And he's still going, and he breaks out of several tackles, but he can't get too far. He's going to be down after a short gain to the 4-yard line. But let me tell you, for 3 yards, he ran hard.
Yeah, he sure did, and he was still trying to break. He never did go down. Still trying to break tackles to the very last minute. And, just because we got that terrible call by the officials, I just want Brush to break it and make Fort Lupton pay for that.
7 minutes to go, second quarter. Brush leads Fort Lupton 14-0. For the best prices and special offers on top-quality car parts and accessories, visit Central Auto Parts, 1001 West Pot Avenue in Fort Morgan. Second down and 7 to go. Play action. Look at the throws. Tormolen dumps it off to the right. Caught by Gutierrez. Tries to snap out of a tackle, and he's going to be hit out of bounds. Might be just shy of a first down. Well, he's going to be a couple of yards shy of a first down, as they'll mark the football at about the 8. It's a gain of 4. Third down and a short 3 to go for Brush. Big play for the Beat Diggers to get themselves out of this hole.
Mikey did a good job at coming up with that reception there. It was a good pass by Chamol, and he did a good job catching. He just didn't quite have enough size to break the tackle.
Third down and 3 from the 8. Can the Beat Diggers pick up a first down? Baker's in motion to the left. Tormolen hands it off, and right up the gut is Rosenbrock. He dives across the 10. He's got a first down to the 12. Rosenbrock would not go down easily. He needed 3 yards, and he got 4. First down for the Beat Diggers.
You betcha, and that was just like a ISO play over to the left side, like a 47. He got over there, and he had to cut it back up the middle. Actually wanted to run it outside a little bit wider probably, but he had to cut it up in between the guard and the tackle.
First down and 10. That ball just shy of the 13-yard line for the Beat Diggers. Guzman, a late substitution. Beat Diggers race up to the line of scrimmage. On first down with a back split. And Baker again in motion to the left. There is the pitch left to Gutierrez. He's got a block to the outside of the 15, lowers his shoulder. He's down after a gain of close to 4 yards at about the 17-yard line. Juan Vargas, the 5'4", 125-pound senior, makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 4 for Michael Gutierrez, second down and 6.
Boy, he shows a lot of speed getting out there. 33 yards now on 4 carries, and Brush making that quick pitch work. It's Fort Lupton again in that 5-3, blitzing that middle linebacker. No free safety, a whole bunch of guys there up in the box, and, that just leaves everything wide open on the outside.
Second down and 6 from the 17-yard line. 5.5 to go, opening half. This is only the third possession for Brush, but they've scored in the first 2 and lead 14-0. Baker this time is in motion to the right. Tormolen hands off to Rosenbrock, running left to the 20-yard line and drives his way across the 20 to perhaps the 21. The right side of that Fort Lupton line was ready, but not ready soon enough. He will not get the first down, but he will get 4 yards to the 21. With third down and a short 2 to go for Brush.
Coach Dreit's trying to set Fort Lupton up with that quick pitch, trying to get that trap running up the middle off that quick pitch. But like you said, Fort Lupton, they didn't fall for it. But keep in mind, they're blitzing the linebacker.
Third down, a short 2. Handoff right side. Rosenbrock first down to the 25 to the outside of the 30. He's free to the 40-yard line. Up the right sideline to the 50. Still motoring inside the 40-yard line. A big gainer for Kyle Rosenbrock. And a Beat Digger first down as he's all the way to the 30-yard line. And he broke that for 59, make it 49 yards.
So 120 yards now on 11 carries. Let me tell you, the offensive line made a huge hole there as Rosenbrock ran that off tackle on this near side. Like we've been saying, Fort Lupton's got everybody over there in the middle of the field, nobody on the outside. Once we break it out there, they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to quit blitzing that middle linebacker every play.
Northeastern Colorado's locally hometown savings and loan is Equitable Savings and Loan, locally owned in Fort Morgan and Brush. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. The backs are split. Tormolen, play action, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket, throws. That pass is caught up the right sideline. First down or close to it as Baker's hit right at the 20, but I think he does have the first down as he's going to be marked inside the 20 towards the 18. And if they give him the 18, it's a gain of 12. Boy, nice throw from Tormolen. He sensed the pressure. And, we'll give him 12 to the 18. Well, the Beat Diggers about to put together their second 99-yard scoring drive. The football's at the 18-yard line. In the backfield are Gutierrez and Morrow from the 18. The give to Morrow, running off left tackle to the 15. A stiff arm inside the 15. Still driving inside the 10 to about the 9. A strong run from Jake Morrow. A gain of 9. Looks like he's about a yard short of a first down, although the clock is stopped. Well, let's see if he got enough for the first down, but I think he's just short. Very close.
That was the same play Rosenbrock ran on this side. He just ran it over there to the other side that time. Just huge yards there for Morrow, and boy, does he run with some strength.
He does.
Also a name correction for everyone. Number 51 is DJ Ursiaga.
I just learned that DJ Ursiaga and not Matt Garza is the one making all those tackles for Fort Lupton. He had 2 different numbers on the original roster. They'll stretch the sticks. And that is short of a first down, so we'll give an official 9-yard gain tomorrow with the ball at the 9-yard line. It'll be second down and probably about half a foot to go.
Versiaga, he was a pretty all-around player for Fort Lupton. They have him down in the program as a guard, as a running back, as a linebacker, so he'll get in there and do whatever their team needs.
Quick moving first half with only 3:58 to go, and the Bee Diggers up 14-0. Second down and very little to go from the 9-yard line. Morrow remains in the backfield with Michael Gutierrez. And now they restart the clock. On second down and very little. Tormolin is going to hand it off to Gutierrez, and he tries to bull his way, at least for the first down. Looks like he's got that, but no more. A gain of 1 for Gutierrez before he's bottled up by Versiaga. Also in on that play, Zach Moore. So first and goal from the 8 for Brush.
So Gutierrez is averaging 7 yards per carry on 4 carries.
It's amazing.
5 carries, actually.
Bee Diggers can go 99 yards again, but really not take up a lot of time. Their first drive that they went 99 was 4 minutes and 11 seconds. And here they've taken up not even 4 minutes.
That's good. Maybe we'll get another touchdown this half.
First and goal from the 8. The backs are split. Tormolin looking to throw, looking to his right. He's going to throw it, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Over the middle. And Jake Brown was defended. The Fort Lupton defender is down and still down. Marcus Lennox looks like he's the injured player. Second down and 10. And Dave, you know, on a night like this, when you're hurt, it hurts even worse.
Oh, man. I'm so glad I'm sitting up here.
Serving you the best coffees, lattes, and smoothies is Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, now open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to better serve you and ready to make your favorite specialty drink or offer a sweet treat. Stop by and see them at 921 Edison Street in Brush. Open until kickoff for each home game. Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies. And like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. That's State Farm agent Greg Mullen. The Bee Diggers will face a second down and goal with a football at the 8-yard line. So far, a 10-yard scoring pass from Mitch Tormolin to Randy Baker and a 23-yard scamper by Kyle Rosenbrock. Brush's first drive at 5 plays, 10 plays on the second drive. This will be the 11th play. But Lennox is still being attended to in the middle of the end zone. We will know by Sunday where the Bee Diggers will end up next week for the opening round of the 2A state playoffs. It'll be their 11th consecutive appearance. And Lennox is getting up limping. He might have to be assisted off the field with a couple of coaches by his side. He's trying to put weight on, obviously, one of his feet. Nice job of getting that snow off to the side for the most part, because there's a lot more snow than I anticipated not on the field, but in the entire on the entire property.
Yep, Coach Barry Quinlan and his guys there, Chuck and Matt, those guys worked pretty hard getting all that snow off of there. You see there's a few snowballs down there on the south end, some big old snowballs.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do that. Maybe get your gym classes out there and tell them they all got to roll a snowball up from one end of the field down to the other just to get rid of it.
Well, that's a lot of work. 2nd down and goal for Brush. The football's at the 8-yard line. Boy, it's sometimes very tough to run right up the middle with Angelo Zito, who you talked about earlier. He's a big, big kid. 5'10", 275. Gutierrez and Morrow in the backfield. On 2nd down and goal for the 8. Alec Peterson is the receiver to the right. No bootleg so far. Tormolin is going to bootleg to his right, hold the ball on his right hip. He's to the 6-yard line. That's it. And it was red as DJ Versiaga made the play. In fact, did he lose it? Yeah, I've got it wrong. I was filming that particular play, so it's not the 6. It's going to be a loss back to the 10. So it's a loss of 2 for Tormolin. 3rd down and goal, and now more than likely a passing situation.
Yeah, the bootleg's not fooling anybody here lately. Diggers had some of the blocks there, but just didn't have enough guys over there to make the blocks, and having a hard time getting our offensive linemen out there to lead the way.
Baker's the receiver to the left. Guzman to the right. Rosenbrock is in the backfield with Gutierrez. 3rd and goal from the 10. Tormolin will hand it off to Rosenbrock up the middle to the 5, and he spins inside the 5, and he scores! Rosenbrock pulling defenders away from him. Scores his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Beat Diggers now lead the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 20-0. Rosenbrock scores from 10 yards away.
130 yards on 12 carries, but again, just some great blocking over there, running behind Seawald and Tyler Stratman. Those guys blowing those Fort Lupton Blue Devil defensive linemen right out of the way.
That's the 2nd consecutive 99-yard drive for Brush. And here's the extra point coming up by Jesus, and the Beat Diggers do receive the second half kickoff, but as Dave said, maybe they'll score again before the end of the opening half.
All we need Fort Lupton to do is just throw the ball a few times and come up with a pick and give us some short yardage to work with.
Boy, a massive rush, but that did not faze Jesus. He kicks the extra point in between the uprights. 2:35 to go opening half. Brush 21, Fort Lupton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 12 plays, 99 yards again for the Beat Diggers, this time in 4 minutes and 59 seconds on 3rd and goal. Kyle Rosenbrock runs it in from 10 yards out. PAT's good, 21-0 Beat Diggers. And Jesus to kick it off. I mean, he's kicked it off very short, a little deeper. Pretty deep the first time, and this one is going to be high and fairly short. It'll be fielded at the 15, straight ahead to the 20, breaking a tackle there across the 20 to the 24. And that is Juan Vargas. Kyle Rosenbrock made the tackle. Return all the way across the 30 to the 34. Return of close to 20 yards of the play, so not bad for Vargas. And let's see if Fort Lupton will throw the football.
Yep, hopefully they do. All things considered, I know 35 is not, what we're all hoping for, but it's a lot better than what we've been dealing with some of our kickoff coverage.
No doubt. 1st and 10.
Lupton gets up there to the ball quick. Boy, they like to try to push the pace on offense.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jeff Merritt in a shotgun formation has the football, hands it off to Fern, running right, and he's hit in the backfield, and the first man in on the play was Maverick Seawald again, and that will be a loss of at least a yard, maybe 2. The ball will be marked at the 34, loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
So on 4 carries, Ferns has got 1 yard now. Had a carry for nothing, a 6-yard carry, then 2 losses, -4 and -2.
The Beat Diggers have all 3 timeouts remaining with under 2 minutes to go in the opening half, leading 21-0. 3 receivers to the left, also known as trips. Merritt, a deep drop. Looks like he wants to set up a screen. He'll throw it to his right. That is caught by Fern at the 40-yard line. First down to the 45. And the Beat Diggers were fooled temporarily because they got out of a major hole, and that's a gain of 12. Gain of 12 there for Logan Fern off that nice screen pass.
Yeah, it was, and that's the penalty when you have an aggressive defense. They get to throwing those screens out there, and they get you in trouble. But I'm glad that happened because that's going to give us a lot of practice going into the playoffs.
And there is the keeper by Merritt up the middle to the 50. He's into the clear momentarily. Then he's tackled at about the 41-yard line. The Beat Diggers not ready for that. And that's an impressive gain of 15 yards and a first down for Jeff Merritt as he faked the handoff to Fern and ran right up the gut.
Takes him to 28 yards on 6 carries. And like you say, the Diggers relaxing a little bit on defense. You got to play with a little bit of fire out there and not think the game's over and easy already.
All right, the Bee Diggers call a timeout. That's a good timeout called by Brush, Dave, because the Bee Diggers were lost those last 2 plays.
Oh, I'm all for it. We talked about that last week. You know, you see it happen in volleyball all the time. A team's getting really hot on the serve, so you rotate a player in or call a timeout, and that's exactly what we needed right here.
Bee Digger timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. With 1:41 to go in the opening half, Brush leads Fort Lupton 21-0. Bee Diggers had 37 points at the break last week, but when you've only had the football 3 times and drives of 31, 99, and 99 yards again, tough to rack up the points and tough to get to a running clock, which is one of the goals tonight for Brush.
It's one of the goals for me for Brush.
Without a doubt. All right, 1st and 10 for Fort Lupton. At the Bee Digger 41-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and right. Deep drop for Merritt. Looking to set up a screen again. Throws it out to his right off the hand of Logan Fern, incomplete. At the 42-yard line. That one much better defended by the Bee Diggers. 2nd down and 10.
We still had 2 guys really rushing the quarterback there, and they got to start seeing that. When that quarterback's dropping back and just giving ground, they've got to realize they got to hang back and start looking for that receiver.
2nd down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Fort Lupton looking to get on the board for the first time in the game. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fern the lone setback. There's a fake on the throw. Looking to throw his Merritt. Rolling to his right. Here comes the pressure. Still rolling. He'll take off with the football and go out of bounds along the right sideline inside the 40, maybe to the 35. Smart running there by Jeff Merritt. And do they give him the 35 or just the 34? Maybe the 33. The ball still being marked. A gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go for Fort Lupton. Clock stops with 1:28 to go.
Yeah, we just gave up that containment. Our defensive end on that side just let himself get tangled up and let his outside shoulder get controlled.
3rd down. Merritt looking to throw out to his right. Wide open, caught. 1st down along the sideline. Jalen Vasquez has the football. And I think he got to the 28. Gain of 6 on the pass to Vasquez. With a football at the 28-yard line.
That's his 2nd reception of the night. Now he's got 13 yards.
Well, here's where the Bee Diggers come up with turnovers whenever they get in trouble defensively. 1st down from the 28. Merritt looking to throw, pumps deep up the right side. That pass is going to be broken up. Broken up by Jake Brown at about the 5-yard line.
He reached up with his right hand, grabbed that football by the nose, and almost pulled it down for the interception. Made a great play on the ball.
That was intended, I think, for Zach Boyd. Yeah, Boyd was down there. Well, Brody Nelson was down there. Big play. If not, that would have been a touchdown. 2nd down and 10 to go for the 28. 1:17 to go. Shotgun. Merritt will keep it himself, running to the 25, and he leaps over a Bee Digger inside the 25 to about the 22. Rosenbrock makes the play. It's a gain of 6, 3rd down and 4 after that pickup by Merritt. Clock continues to roll inside a minute to go. On 3rd and 4 for the 22. No huddle. Merritt, 2-step drop, looking, pumping, heaving it up the right sideline. And that ball's going to be, I think, intercepted. I think it's picked off, or no, it's incomplete. Yeah, but it's incomplete.
I think he caught it, but he just came down out of bounds there in the end zone. That was Jake Brown.
Yeah, nice break up there. Yeah. 4th down and 4 to go for the 22.
You know, Jake went up with 2 hands, played it again. He's having to play against guys that are a lot bigger than he is. 6'3", got to go up and out jump him for the football.
Big play for the Bee Digger defense. 4th and 4 for the 22. Quick drop, looking, throwing over the middle. The pass is caught. That's a 1st down inside the 15 to the 10 and inside the 10 to about the 7. Let's see who made that catch for Fort Lupton, and that was Vasquez again. It's a gain of 17 for Vasquez. 1st and goal from the 5, and now Fort Lupton's really knocking on the door. 42.2 seconds to go. from the 5. Shotgun for Merritt. Merritt will hand it off to, no, he'll keep it himself. He'll break out of a tackle, and his knees were down. Why they're giving him extra yardage, I'm not sure. It looks like his knee was down. And he's at about the 2-yard line. Do they give him the 2 or the 1? Tough to tell from here. It's so foggy.
Yep.
With the humidity and the moisture and
the hot chocolate.
Yeah, of which I have none because, believe it or not, I'm not one of those drinkers either. But a gain of 3 for Merritt. Timeout called by Fort Lupton, 25.9 seconds to go, but they could get right back into the game on the 2nd and goal play. Brush's local Napa and Hardware Hanks and Small Engine Repair Shop is Hometown Auto and Hardware. Stop by and let them help you today or any day of the week. 1305 Edison Street in Brush, Hometown Auto and Hardware. And shop and save with all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment at the Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush.
It's getting the Diggers on defense now. The last couple of plays, we're getting upfield so far, getting so much penetration that we're actually behind them when they're taking off, which forces us into arm tackles, and we just can't hold on to them.
2nd and goal from the 2. Merritt out of a shotgun. Well, the Bee Diggers up 21-0. 25.9 seconds to go. The snap, rolling to his right, throwing underneath the pass is going to be caught for a touchdown by Marcus Lennox. Just inside the right pylon, and Fort Lupton is on the board. A 2-yarder from Merritt to Lennox. Brush 21, Fort Lupton 6.
So that takes Merritt up to 84 yards passing. Boy, is he ever having a day. His number 1 receiver is Lennox, who has 42 yards now.
Oh. Very good 2-minute offense. Literally 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Angel Salcido to attempt the extra point. Off the hold of Jeff Merritt. The snap is there. The kick is up. And that one is good. We'll keep it right here with 20.8 seconds to go in the opening half. And the Bee Diggers lead 21-7. You are listening to 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Greeley. I'm John Beltran with Dave Urig. In this regular season finale, as the Bee Diggers are going for their 5th consecutive win. And even though the Bee Diggers have the lead, the offense has done the job. I mean, let's face it, the defense has been vulnerable tonight.
They have, and I'm not sure what that's about. I think it's just relaxing, but at the same time, we're getting some guys out there on the field, too. There's some guys that need to play tonight, and so we're rotating some people in, but there's no excuse, We still have people that are relaxing, making some arm tackles, and like I just said, getting upfield a little bit too far, and, you're only supposed to get 1 yard penetration, but if you get upfield 3 yards, then all of a sudden you have to try to grab a guy with your arm tackle from behind you. It's tough to hold on to him, and it turns a sack into a 7 or 8 yard play.
Let's not assume this will be the opening, or the score at halftime, I should say. It looks like Ian McPeak will kick it off.
Their formation, they have 3 guys on one side of the kicker, 7 guys on the other side, so they kick from the hash mark.
When the Bee Diggers receive the second half kickoff, they might try to squib it. And McPeak very short. It'll be fielded by Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock looking for a seam on the outside at the 33-yard line, and now runs to his left across the 41 to beat along the sideline to the 50. Rosenbrock still on his feet down to the 30. Rosenbrock to the 20. He's got the kicker to beat, and he's gone! Rosenbrock is gone! 65 yards on the kickoff return with 5.1 seconds to go in the first half. Brush 27, Fort Lupton 7. Holy bahungus!
Rosenbrock caught the short kick, and then he stood there. He waited to make them play their cards. He let his blockers get their block set up. He made the Fort Lupton kids all converge on him, and once they all converged on him, that's when it left the outside wide open. And then he took off running to the right side. That got plugged up, so he just ran back over to the left side, cut it back against the grain, and he basically had Fort Lupton bottled up in the middle.
This team knows how to score late. The Bee Diggers did it against Valley. And they've done it here. They did it against Valley, the final play of the half. 65 yards unofficially for Kyle Rosenbrock, his 3rd touchdown of the game. The extra point by Jesus is up, and that one is good. Again, we'll keep it right here with 5.1 seconds to go. Brush 28, Fort Lupton 7. Yeah, that really neutralizes Fort Lupton's touchdown.
Yeah, it sure does. It took the wind right out of their sail, and that put Rosenbrock right up close to 200 yards, 195 yards now if you combine that return with his 130 yards rushing.
Yeah, we don't even really keep the all-purpose yards. I'm sure that I could come up with those because we'll have a play-by-play recap, as we always do, on KSIRsports.com of this game and of the previous 8 games, and that calculates all-purpose yards. And if we were to calculate those for Rosenbrock, he had over 1,200 yards, 1,227 rushing coming into the game. And just think, the interceptions he's had this year. He leads the team in interceptions. He's up there in tackles, if he doesn't lead the team in tackles already. And again, now with 3 touchdowns in the game for Rosenbrock, 2 on the ground and 1 off that kickoff return. And if you're going to float the kickoff, anybody but Rosenbrock if you're Fort Lupton, Dave.
Yeah, that was the wrong guy to kick it to.
Well, and that's not playing Monday morning quarterback either. All right, this is a low-line drive by Jesus. It'll bounce, picked up by Vargas at the 13-yard line. He's got a seam across the 30, up the left sideline to the 40. He's going to run out of room and time. He goes out of bounds inside the 50 to the 45, a return of 42 yards, but that's the end of the opening half with a score. Brush 28, Fort Lupton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran now rejoined by Dave Urich as the Beat Diggers lead the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 28-7 at the break. And Dave, let's go through the first half stats, which I wouldn't say was completely dominated by Brush because Fort Lupton put up some nice numbers. However, the Beat Diggers did have 2 99-yard drives, and they were 3 for 3 on offense. So, I mean, they certainly maximized their yardage on offense.
Yeah, Fort Lupton couldn't stop them. Again, Kyle Rosenbrock led our team with 130 yards on 12 carries on the ground. Mikey Cateras has got 5 carries for 35 yards. Jake Marl's got 2 for 8 yards. Randy Baker tried to run that end around right off the bat at the beginning of the game, got caught for -7. Mitch Tremolin tried to run the bootleg, and they rid that pretty well with a -2. But Mitch threw the ball 5 times. He was able to complete 4 out of 5 for 57 yards. Our number 1 receiver has been Randy Baker, who's caught 3 passes for 53 yards. And then Mikey Cateras had the 1 4-yard reception over there for a first down. They're at the midpoint of the second quarter.
Now let's go to the Fort Lupton side of the ledger. Jeff Merritt has had some success. I mean, they did score on their most recent drive, which made it a 21-7 game before Kyle Rosenbrock broke off with that 65-yard kickoff return, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, Merritt's their man. He's thrown the ball 11 times. He's completed 8 of those for 84 yards. His big receiver has been Marcus Lennox, 4 catches for 42 yards. Jalen Vasquez has got 3 catches for 30 yards, and then Ferns had 1 catch on that screen for 12 yards. Their leading rusher is actually Merritt. He's carried the ball 8 times out of that shotgun position, run a lot of quarterback draws for 41 yards. Zach Boyd, the really big kid, number 5, 5 carries for 17 yards. And then Logan Fern showing a lot of speed and really shifty, but he's only been able to come up with one positive yard in 4 attempts. So they've got 143 yards offense in the first half. We ended up with 221.
Yeah, so like I said, it's not really total domination, but Dave, what counts as a scoreboard, and the Beat Diggers are up 28-7, and they come up with a huge turnover at the beginning of this game when Maverick Seawald had the sack, and it was recovered by Tyler Stratman. That really set up the Beat Diggers nicely. And, they've been going ever since offensively. In fact, they began the game on their first drive, a 5-play, 31-yard drive in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Randy Baker, a 10-yard touchdown catch, making it 7-0. And then Fort Lupton went on a 12-play, 62-yard drive. They needed 63. But Jeff Merritt was stopped at the 1-yard line. Beat Diggers responded a 10-play, 99-yard drive in 4-11. Rosenbrock scores from 23 yards out, making it 14-0. Then Fort Lupton actually went 3 and out. The Beat Diggers would capitalize on another 99-yard drive, 12 plays in 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Rosenbrock on third down and goal from the 10 scores from 10 yards out, making it 21-0. After Lennox caught that 2-yard touchdown pass on the 12th play of the drive, 65 yards in 2 minutes and 9 seconds, making it 21-7. Then Rosenbrock countered with a 65-yard kickoff return. That's where we're at right now, as the Beat Diggers will receive the second half kickoff, leading by a score of 28-7. And Dave, I think one of the most exciting days is coming up, which is Sunday. I can't wait for that bracket to come out. I mean, I salivate. It's like waiting for your next, gourmet meal in a way. I mean, I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, everybody up here in the press box, when you were talking to Mr. Vondi, a lot of the guys up here are talking about, well, who do you think we're going to end up playing? Do you think we'll be at home next week? And, just the thought of the excitement of playing somebody else in the state, just the thought of where you could end up going or who might be coming down here is just really super duper exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just guesswork at this point. We really don't know where the Beat Diggers will end up next week. What we do know is that Michael Gutierrez is going to be back deep to receive. And to kick it off is Ian McPeak for Fort Lupton.
We'll see if McPeak kicks it over to Rosenbrock again.
And, yeah, where is Rosenbrock? I can't even spot him.
He's
there
on
he
the
is.
far side.
Yeah, at the 38-yard line, which is essentially the same spot he was at last time. Nope, this will be another kicker, and this will be a short kick. And Rosenbrock's going to fall on it this time at the 36-yard line. And they kicked it towards him, and that was Jacob Ornelas to kick it off. So the Beat Diggers have the football at their own 36-yard line. Now let's see if the Beat Diggers can break off a big play. They haven't come up with huge plays tonight. I mean, the kickoff return, yes, but 31-yard pass to Randy Baker was pretty big. Rosenbrock had a big run. But they've had to go long distances. This is one of the shorter distances. 1st and 10 for Brush at their own 36-yard line. And there's the give to the D-back, and running left is Rosenbrock. He's got a yard maybe to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. And the tackle was made over there by Fernando Veleta. Again, 2nd down and 9 at the 37 for Brush.
Brush tried to come out and run that 6.47 and attack that off tackle. Fort Lupton made an adjustment. They were able to stop that one.
Rosenbrock is the lone setback. 2nd down and 9 for the 37. The Beat Diggers are on their own side of the field. Tormolen looking to throw, backing up, heaves it up the right side. Baker is out there. He jumps, and did he make the catch? I think he did. Randy Baker with a tremendous catch at the 32-yard line. And that's a gain of 31 yards for Randy Baker, another 31-yarder.
That might have been the prettiest catch we've seen all year, and maybe in a long time, as Baker, he was sprinting right down the sideline in front of the Digger bench, heading south. Tremolin threw the ball up in the air. He had to go up with two hands and basically catch it over the top of the Fort Lupton defender, who's a little bit shorter than he is.
Trips to the left for the Beat Diggers. Rosenbrock, the lone setback, and they love to run out of this formation. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Handoff Rosenbrock up the middle to the 30 to the 25. Still on his feet to the 20, trying to break tackles, and Rosenbrock is carrying defenders inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Beat Diggers, as the football is going to be placed at about the 8-yard line. And for Rosenbrock, that's a gain of 24.
So 155 yards now for Rosenbrock. He's had carries tonight at 24, 10, 49, 23, 10, 17. So some big runs he's had.
First and goal from the 8. Brown is the receiver to the left. Mitch Tormolen does have a touchdown pass in this game. 22nd straight game with a scoring pass. Gutierrez in the backfield as well. Handoff Rosenbrock running right to the 5, back up the middle. Touchdown for Kyle Rosenbrock. His 4th touchdown of the game. His 3rd on the ground. And his 24th touchdown of the season. And the Beet Diggers now lead Fort Lupton 34-7.
You know, Kyle again just getting to run behind some just great blocking there. Victor Lopez. Tell you what, he did a good job of blocking there. Mikey Gutierrez had to run out there and kick out that defensive end. You know, a lot of guys doing their job, making that nice hole.
The extra point to be attempted by Jesus, who is 4 for 4 tonight. Off the hold of Tormolen. And let me tell you, under these conditions, that's impressive. A low snap, but Tormolen gets it down beautifully, and that kick is good. 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Brush, 35, Fort Lupton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 4 plays, 64 yards in 76 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock scores from 8 yards out. And the Beet Diggers now lead 35-7. Now, what can he not do, Dave? 19 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 interception for a touchdown, 1 kickoff return for a touchdown. Those are the numbers for Rosenbrock, a sophomore in 2012.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'll tell you one thing he can't do is he can't be on this kickoff right here because the coaches took him out. They put Arnaldo Maltos in there to give him a breather because of all the yards he's picked up.
Yeah, and Maltos, a great athlete, only a freshman. That kick is very deep and fielded actually at the 8-yard line, straight ahead to the 20, across the 25 to the 30, down to the 35. I think that's Vargas again. Fort Lupton down by 28 with 10:31 to go in the third, 35-7.
Our guys on our kickoff team are just getting too far upfield, and they're not leaving themselves a good angle for the guy when he runs at him. So he's running towards them, we're running towards him, and then we don't create that angle to make the tackle. Consequently, we run past him and then have to try to catch him from behind.
And the Blue Devils right up to the line of scrimmage. They've huddled very little. From the 35-yard line, Jeff Merritt in a shotgun formation. About 5 yards deep as the football will hand it off right side and a big hole across the 40 to the 45. Running to his left and breaking a tackle at the 50 is Zach Boyd. Inside the 45 to the 44, Jake Brown makes the tackle, and it's a gain, a pretty big gain of 21 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that was a nice run. He kept cutting back across the grain and even saw him have to high step a little bit as some of our tacklers had their heads down and trying to grab a hold of his leg, but he's a big dude, and you're going to have to keep your head up and put your shoulder pads on his thigh.
First and 10 for Fort Lupton at the Beet Digger 44-yard line. Again, Merritt in a shotgun. Awaits the snap, has a two-step drop, looking, pumping, heaves it up the left side. Well defended, that ball's incomplete. Eddie Arribas was there, but then almost got a little bit lax as the receiver ran right by him after he was on top of him for a while. And I think that was that Vargas, as we're trying to spot the number.
Yeah.
It'll be second down and 10. Juan Vargas, a 5'4", 125-pound senior, obviously doesn't have the height, but he's got the speed.
Yeah, he ran right by us on that one. It's a good thing we had some height on him because that gave us the angle on the ball.
Second down and 10 to go for the Beet Digger 44-yard line. 10-11 to go, third quarter. Brush 35, Fort Lupton 7. Trips to the right. One receiver to the left. Zach Boyd is the lone setback. Merritt again out of a shotgun. Has the football. Will keep it himself. Running to his left and trying to get around a defender. Randy Baker, though, makes the shoestring tackle behind the line of scrimmage at the 45. A loss of 1 as Baker makes an outstanding play.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those arm tackle kind of things, but because Baker was down there on his legs, you know, he brought him down. You know, he tripped him up. Had he made that contact above his hips, there's no way Merritt would have came down.
Third down, and 11 yards to go from the 45. Trips to the right. Merritt, play action, pressure coming. Looks up to his left, throws to his left, complete underneath. And it could be short of a first down. The ball is loose, and I think the Beet Diggers have it. And the Beet Diggers do have it. The ball was complete to Vargas, and then Nico Guzman recovered the football. So a gain of 9 yards on the catch by Vargas, and then it's recovered there by Guzman at the 29-yard line.
I couldn't see who made first contact there, but I think our first guy that got to Vargas, and granted, he's a 120-pound kid. Our first guy got over there and hit him hard enough to jar the ball loose. Good job to Nico being in position to jump on it.
The ball's at the 28, 9:29 to go. In the third quarter, the Beet Diggers holding a 28-point lead. And Rosenbrock is sitting out now that he scored 4 touchdowns. Let's see if Jake Morrow or Michael Gutierrez scores on one of these plays from the 28-yard line. Tormolin, play action, looking to throw, setting up, deep up the left sideline, and it's incomplete to Randy Baker, who's been outstanding tonight with a couple of big catches. 2nd down and 10 to go.
Mullen 5 for 7 now for 88 yards. Just led him by about 3 yards too far. He threw it from the right hash mark. Baker was clear over there in front of the Fort Lupton bench, so we were heading south.
Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, and when they do, every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center is ready to handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center brings quality care to the community. 2nd down and 10 at the 28-yard line. The Beet Diggers are on their own side of the field. Tormolin hands it off up the middle. Big hole for Morrow. He's across the 35 to the 36. As it was Burciaga who made the tackle. DJ Burciaga. A gain of 7. 3rd and 3 to go for Brush.
Diggers had some success with that trap. First time we've run that today.
The Beet Diggers face a 3rd down and 3 from their own 35-yard line. They have not punted in this game. They did not punt last week either in the 50-18 victory over Sterling. With a back split on 3rd down and 3. Tormolin hands it off on the right side to Morrow, and he tries to break out of a tackle. He does a first down across the 45 to the 48. It could have been a 3-yard gain. Dave, instead it went for 13 yards.
Yeah, he got hit. The kid had a hold of one of his legs, and he just kind of hopped on it once, hopped on it again, and jerked his leg out of there like a violent jerk to get it out, his left foot out of there, and went on for another 6 or 7 yards.
The Beet Diggers have a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins is ready to assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. To receive hometown service in a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank. From the 48, in motion to the left is Baker. Tormolin hands it off to Morrow, running left, and he is barreled under. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. The right side of that line was all over the play, and I think they were blitzing as well, because in that backfield was Zach Moore from his strong safety position. A loss of 2 for Morrow's 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they sent the house over there, and they guessed right. And we were running to the wide side of the field. That's the side they guessed on. There was nothing Jake could do about that. Just a good job holding on to the football.
Not exactly. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. 35-7 Brush over Fort Lupton. 2nd and 12 from their own 46. Tormolin hands it off to Gutierrez. He cannot spin out of a tackle. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he was running hard right up the gut. However, I don't think we've gone to. We have his 65 not on the roster for Fort Lupton, but that's the guy in the middle who got a hold of Gutierrez. 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that's a big guy I was trying to pick out before. I was thinking it was that Alex Partridge, but could have been Roger Fisher, 280. At any rate, it's a big, tall kid with a lot of weight.
One receiver to the right. That's Jake Brown. 3rd and 12 from the 46. Tormolin rolling to his right, looking to throw. Still rolling. Throws off his back foot, incomplete, and maybe it's picked off. No. And we got a flag down. Well, that could be against Brush, and that's going to be nullified anyway. It'd be 4th down if it's a hold against the Beet Diggers.
Yeah, that's what they're calling there. They're looking over there at our right tackle. Joe Carwin went over and asked him what's the deal, and you could tell the official said, yeah, you had your arm wrapped around him.
Well, if there's a time the Beet Diggers are going to punt, it would be now, unless they're actually going to take this penalty. No, they'll decline it, because the Beet Diggers face a 4th down and 12 from their own 46-yard line. And again, they haven't punted in the last 2 games. Now Marcus Lennox back deep to receive.
This is a good deal. We got Tristan Teeter up there at center, and he's done a great job stepping in there after Corey Acosta got hurt. But, he had some practice at this.
Yeah, Rosenbrock to punt, standing at his own 31. Awaiting the snap. And that one is a very high snap, and Rosenbrock's going to have to chase it down. He picks it up at the 15-yard line, runs to his right. Rosenbrock gets a block. I think he thinks he can get a first down. He's across the 40, back to the middle of the field to the 45. Rosenbrock tries to break out of a tackle at the 50. Rosenbrock to the 45, back to the middle to the 40, and he's got a first down at the 38-yard line. Unbelievable for Kyle Rosenbrock. Holy mahungus.
He was all over the place. Boy, he cut right, cut left. He set his blocks up, and there was a couple times his own players couldn't believe he was still on his feet. And had they picked up another block, he might have been off to the races again.
Gain of 16. But, Dave, he ran about 55, 60 yards, but it only counts for the line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So 179 now for Kyle on 16 carries, and the coaches have him back off the field.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the Fort Lupton 38-yard line. 2 receivers make it 3 now out to the right with 1 setback. That is Morrow. Tormolin rolling to his right. No pressure. Looking, throwing. Complete to Jake Brown along the sideline. First down as he's knocked out of bounds inside the 25 to the 22. A gain of 16 for the Beat Diggers.
When Jake catches the ball, it's so pretty, isn't it? He uses his hands and just cushions the ball right into his body. Tremolin, when he threw that, he bootlegged to the right, never set up. He just threw the ball on the run.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. The Beat Diggers are looking to build on this 35-7 lead with 6:03 to go in the 3rd.
Tremolin's got 106 yards passing now on 8 attempts. He's completed 6 of those.
Up to the line of scrimmage is Tormolin, and the Beat Diggers trips to the left. Tormolin back to throw. Looking, and the pass is going to be dropped by Brown on the slant at the 12-yard line. Perfect pass. And Brown is still on the ground. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Hopefully he's okay. He did take a pop.
Well, you could tell that he looked away from the ball. You could see his helmet turn when the ball got there. He was using his hands to catch it. He was looking back to the middle to see if he was going to get hit, to see where he was going to run because he was wide open. I know he was thinking about turning it upfield and running for the end zone. But right when he missed the ball, boy, he just got clocked, and I'm sure he took it right in the guts, probably knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, he's getting up, and he should be able to walk off the field without too much assistance. He's showing a lot of toughness out there. He's 2nd down and 10 for the Beat Diggers. This is an official's timeout at the 22-yard line as Brown is walking off the field, assisted by head coach Randy Dreitz. Boy, but that was a nice throw by Tormolin.
Boy, it was, and it was a good pattern by Jake. Holy cow, he was wide open. He threw the defender right off it. Sometimes those passes when you're wide open are the hardest to catch.
Kalen Brandt, the junior, is now checking in. Well, he was in for a second now. Other personnel back into the game. The Beat Diggers have a 2nd down and 10 at the Fort Lupton 22-yard line. Gutierrez and Morrow in the backfield. Baker on the inside slot to the left. And Tormolin hands it off on the right side, 20-yard line. Inside the 20 is Morrow. They're trying to strip the ball from him, but he gets to the 16. A gain of 6 on the play before the play is made by Ian McPeak. 3rd down and 4 to go for Brush.
So that takes Jake to 35 yards on 6 carries. And like you said, he was carrying some people down the field.
By the way, Dave, did I mention the Beat Diggers still haven't punted in the last 2 games?
But you know what? We talked about that. He needed to have some practice at snapping the ball, so he's got the practice now. And luckily he's got a punter back there that's got so much savvy and knowledge of the game, he knows how to set those people up.
On 3rd down and 4 from the Fort Lupton 16. Morrow and Gutierrez in the backfield. Handoff. Morrow running left inside the 15, spinning to the 10, still on his feet. First down for Morrow. It's a gain of 9 to the 7-yard line for Jake Morrow.
44 yards now for Jake, and like you say, he's just running so hard, and he's got two hands over the nose of the football as the Fort Lupton kids are trying to strip it. There's just no way he's going to go down. There's no way he's going to give the ball up.
Here comes Alec Peterson into the game. First and goal for the Beat Diggers at the 7-yard line with a 28-point lead. Peterson is the receiver to the right, but you would think it's going to either Morrow or Gutierrez on this particular play. That's Tormolen. No, he's going to hand it off on the end around to Baker. Baker stutter step to the 5 towards the end zone, and he's into the end zone. Randy Baker from 7 yards out running to his right. Brush now leads Fort Lupton 41-7.
Yeah, it's something we don't see very often. You don't see a reverse from the Diggers very often, so it's neat that they're giving the teams in the future, or in the next couple of weeks, something to look at and something to think about. It was wide open. There were some good blocks there, and boy, everybody just froze on Fort Lupton's side as they were, expecting Jake Morrow or Mikey to get the ball. Was we were faking that 40 series or that 20 series on the left side.
Very unusual drive considering the Beat Diggers had a 4th and 12, and Rosenbrock made the play of the drive on a bad snap by Tristan Teeter. High snap here, but the kick by Jesus is up, and that one is good. 4:44 to go, third quarter. Brush 42, Fort Lupton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 12 plays, 72 yards in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Randy Baker with a 7-yard scoring run. 42-7 the score as the extra point was good. Baker's second touchdown of the game. Had the first touchdown as well on a 10-yard reception. Jesus to kick it off. Marcus Lennox back there with Ian McPeak. And Jesus boots it high, and that's fairly short. The ball bounces at the 20, picked up, and now here's the handoff to Lennox running left. He's got the left sideline across the 30-yard line, then spun out of bounds at about the 32 by Conrad Cole. Now the Beat Diggers can come up with a play defensively. They've forced 2 turnovers in this game, and they were both fumble recoveries.
Yep, there's some hitting going on out there. Diggers just have to play some solid defense. Like I said, if I was going to criticize our kickoff or our defense, I would just say, we're getting too far upfield and, taking ourselves out of the play.
Fort Lupton right up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. They are down by 35 in the game. Your one-stop center for projects around your home office or yard, and they now carry appliances is Ackley Building Center at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Merritt out of a shotgun will hand it off, running left. There's a hole for Fern, and Fern spins his way across the 35 to the 36, maybe the 37. And Jake Morrow and Chase Klein in on the play. And the gain to the 36-yard line, close to the 37, gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 to go. Shotgun formation. Merritt, 2-step drop, looking, throws out to his left. Incomplete behind Marcus Lennox, defended by Michael Gutierrez. 3rd down, and that just stops the clock and could allow the Beat Diggers to score before the end of the quarter and get the game to a running clock, as when you're up by 40, a minimum of 40 in Colorado high school football, the rest of the game goes to a running clock, stops on timeouts and in between quarters if there's an additional quarter to be played. Trips to the right, 3rd and 5 from the 36. Merritt has the football, throwing out over the middle, pass is incomplete, defended by Randy Baker. Intended for Jalen Vasquez on that little slant. It would have only gone for about a couple of yards. 4th down and 5 to go for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Vasquez, he heard those footsteps coming. He knew he was going to get clocked as the ball was thrown a little high and was leaving him wide open and get a shoulder pad right in the face.
Are they going to go for it? Again, this is the last game of the year for Fort Lupton. They are not going to the playoffs. Looks like they're going for it. On 4th down and 5, just outside the 36, Merritt looking to throw out to his right, lobs it up there wide open, and the pass is dropped by Jalen Vasquez at the 46-yard line. And because of that, the Beat Diggers will take over with 3:57 to go in the third. Officially the spot, let's see, should be the 37. It was like the 36.5. You know how these spots go, Dave. Sometimes the ball gets moved. So we'll say the 37 of Fort Lupton. That's how far the Beat Diggers are from getting it to a running clock.
Yeah, I think that's what the Fort Lupton coaches wanted too. I'm sure they'd like to give their kids every chance to succeed, but they know it's they're so far out of it now. It's over. It's getting cold out there. I think they were just thinking, we're going to just keep going until we either score or they stop us.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. The backs are split. Morrow and Gutierrez. Baker's in motion to the left. Tormolin pitches it out left to Gutierrez. A seam to the 35-yard line, and he's spun down inside the 35 to the 33, a gain of 4. And Zach Moore and DJ Burciaga combined to make the tackle. 2nd down and 6 to go.
Boy, that Burciaga kid, he hits hard. He's
all
a
over
good
the
linebacker.
field.
And when he puts a hit on, you can see that he gets his arms out there and he clubs his arms and he explodes through people. And that's got to be hurting.
2nd down and 6 from the 33-yard line. Brush 42 for Lupton 7, 3:18 to go in the 3rd. In motion to the right is Randy Baker. Tormolin on the handoff to Morrow right up the middle, and he barrels his way to about the 30-yard line. He got hit hard there again by Burciaga. He's virtually unblockable, Dave, because the Bee Diggers aren't touching him too much.
Yeah, he plays that linebacker there in the middle, and he just does a good job of following the play. And the thing about him is, once he sees where it's at, he just comes up and just really delivers a blow.
It's a gain of 3, 3rd down and 3 to go. This is 4-down territory for the Beat Diggers at the 30-yard line with 2:42 to go. In the 3rd, Brush 42, Fort Lupton 7. On 3rd down, the Beat Diggers up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're coming with a house. The handoff right side, Morrow, and he's driving towards that 1st down marker inside the 30. I think he's got it just shy of the 26. Yeah, there's no doubt from this vantage point, but then again, I've been wrong before, and they're going to give him the 1st down. And a gain of close to 4. We'll give him just shy of the 26-yard line for Jake Morrow.
Yep, 51 yards now for Jake. And boy, he did a good job of holding on to the ball because Fort Lupton is ripping and tearing.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 26-yard line. Same backfield. Gutierrez and Morrow. The handoff to Gutierrez, running left to the 25, up the middle to the 20, to the 15, to 10. He's still driving. 1st and goal for the Beat Diggers. A gain of 21 to the 5-yard line for Michael Gutierrez with a burst of speed.
61 yards now for Mikey as we ran that 30 series, faked the trap up the middle, and then ran that crossbuck off tackle to the other side. Fort Lupton just, they bid on the fakes, and even their good linebacker came up in there and made a hit on Morrow after Morrow made a good fake.
Stubbs Gas and Oil, I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name, Stubbs Gas and Oil. 1st and goal from the 5. Tormolin hands it off to Gutierrez up the middle, and he's into the end zone easily from 5 yards away. That's the 3rd consecutive game that Gutierrez has scored a touchdown, and the Bee Diggers now lead 48-7, and this game will go to a running clock.
Yeah, Mikey just ran that 20 series over on that side, just that 25 dive. Man, he just runs hard for a little guy. He runs really hard, and he's another one with a lot of savvy. He can read the field, and he sees where he needs to go to get through those holes.
All right, the extra point to be attempted by Jesus, looking to go 7 for 7. Off the hold of Mitch Tormolin. There's the snap, heavy rush. The kick is up, and that one is good. With 1:16 to go under a running clock in the 3rd quarter, it's Brush 49, Fort Lupton 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, this quarter might run out before the Bee Diggers get the kickoff, and it will. The quarter will run out, and Jesus kicks it anyway. The Bee Diggers lead 49-7. Let's recap the drive. 5 plays, 37 yards in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Michael Gutierrez scores from 5 yards out. Bee Diggers up 49-7. So the rest of the game is under a running clock. So we'll be done in approximately 12 minutes. The only thing that stops that is an injury or timeout called by either side. Dave, the defense has picked up their level of play here in the second half.
Yeah, Fort Lupton's only come up with 30 yards offense. They had 59 yards running. They ended up with 83. That's basically where they got it. You know, the Diggers have really done a good job of shutting them down.
Don't let finances stand in your way of pursuing your college education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session that will get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. No matter what age you are at MCC, you can imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goal. Morgan Community College. Jesus will kick it off now from one side to the other. Well, which is what you always do, but now he switched sides. Look to the team at Valley View for rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them 867-8261 Valley View Villa.
Number 80, Jesus Cardenas.
All right, so Jesus to kick it off. He booms his football high and fairly short. It'll be fielded at the 22 by Marcus Lennox, running to his left to the 25, stutter stepping to the 30, breaking out of a tackle at the 35. Randy Baker tries to throw him down. The ball is fumbled, but Fort Lupton has got it at the 46-yard line. A return of 24 yards. And now the Blue Devils want to score. I mean, they have plenty of time, but they don't have the luxury of the clock being stopped, as the football just outside their own 45-yard line.
That was just some bad tackling there by the Diggers, as you saw people not only, you know, you don't want to leave your feet to dive in and grab a guy's legs, but it's even worse if you leave your feet to jump up in the air and jump on the guy's back, and we saw a lot of that on that play.
Official spot will be the 46, and the Bee Diggers have a lot of second-team players in there. And Jeff Merritt remains the quarterback for Fort Lupton. On 1st and 10, and there's going to be a double reverse, but the ball is loose, and it's still loose, and the Blue Devils jump on it back at the 37-yard line. That second handoff never got there. Looked like one of the Bee Diggers was in that backfield as well.
Yeah, I think that was number 40, Noah Leachman, playing that defensive end position over there. And the kid would look like he was kind of holding him, and Noah had to flip him over.
And Clay Shaver also around the football. All right, that's a loss. Well, that's a massive loss of 9 yards in the play. And we'll credit that loss to Lennox. 2nd and 19. Merritt rolling left, setting up the screen, complete to Fern. Fern at the 40-yard line, spins, breaks out of a tackle at the 50. Down the left sideline to the 40. Fern with some speed to burn. He's out of bounds. And a big play by Fort Lupton. That play went from their own 37 to the Bee Digger 25, a gain of 38 and a first down.
Fern with speed to burn, huh? I'll tell you what, he did that time. That screen's been really effective for him, and our young players aren't used to seeing that very often, so they bid on it.
Well, and they almost made the tackle back near, just beyond the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Fort Lupton. With a football at the Bee Digger 25-yard line. Merritt again out of a shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Has the football. Will hand it off to Fern. Running left. Stutter steps. Backs his way towards the 20-yard line. An impressive gain before the Bee Diggers make the play along the right sideline. Eligio Barraza, a sophomore, makes the tackle. Gain of 5. 2nd down. Well, they're going to give him that much. Check that. They might not give him that much. Where's the spot? Yeah, it's a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 after that pickup by Fern.
Eligio was pretty physical on that as he spun him around and threw him to the dirt.
Merritt pumping, looking to throw, pressure coming, and he's running to his left, faking, still going. He throws along the left sideline. That pass is going to be caught for a touchdown. Is he in bounds? No, out of bounds. It was caught, but out of bounds was Brody Nelson. 3rd down and 5 to go from the Bee Digger 20. The Bee Diggers nearly had the sack, but those pump fakes fooled Brush.
Yeah, our guy left his feet over there. Leachman jumped up in the air to try to block it, and when he came down, he ended up running right into our other defensive lineman that was pursuing the quarterback.
3rd down and 5 from the 20 of Brush. Merritt, quarterback draw. Up the middle. 1st down to the 10, the 5. That's going to be a touchdown for Jeff Merritt. 20 yards away. And Fort Lupton is back on the board. Brush 49, Fort Lupton 13.
So Merritt's got 59 yards now on 10 carries rushing the ball. And, we just have always had trouble with that quarterback draw and just accounting for that person. It's tough to do. You got all these guys out covering the passes. You got linebackers running back into the flats. There's just nobody there to make sure the quarterback throws the ball and doesn't run with it.
Well, the good thing, Dave, is that touchdown was scored with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And by the time you get to the ensuing kickoff, there'll be about 6 minutes to go in the game. That's what's great about the running clock. And the extra point by Salcedo is up, and that one is good. With 7:35 to go under a running clock to score. Brush 49, Fort Lupton 14 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 5 plays, 54 yards in 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Jeff Merritt scores from 20 yards out. And the Fort Lupton Blue Devils are back on the board. Brush 49, Fort Lupton 14 under a running clock. He scored with 8:15 to go. We haven't got to the ensuing kickoff yet. And there's going to be well under 6.5 minutes to go when Salcedo kicks off. And the Bee Diggers could almost essentially run out the clock with 1 first down. Angel Salcedo has his right arm in the air, and this will be a little floater, and Baker has it at the 35-yard line, runs to his left, trying to get a block. He's got a seam to the outside of the 40 along the left sideline. He's out of bounds. Randy Baker out of bounds in Fort Lupton territory to the 48-yard line, a 17-yard return by Baker.
Yeah, no flags either. That's a beautiful thing. Some of the new guys out there I'm seeing right now are Ligio Barraza. I see Randy Woodward out there. I see Edgar Rojas, number 82, out there. See Kalen Brand out there, number 16. Looks like our quarterback is going to be
it's the G-Man.
Yep, Grayson Simmons, the guy that used to take video for us.
Yeah, he did that as a 7th grader, and now that was 3 years ago. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 48-yard line of Fort Lupton. Keep in mind, we still take the video. And check those out on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. Fort Lupton coming with a blitz. There's the handoff, and then it's Conrad Cole up the middle. Drives to about the 45, maybe the 44. Strong running by Cole, who had a big touchdown last week, 41-yarder. A gain of about 3, we'll call it, just inside the 45, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Conrad's strong. He's tough. 120 pounds of him, but he's got some speed. He showed that.
2nd down and 7 from the 45-yard line. Grayson Simmons, the quarterback, with a man in motion to the right, is going to drop the football, pick it up, take off with it, spin, and he's back to the line of scrimmage. Not a bad job by Simmons, considering that play was all fouled up once the football was dropped. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 45.
You bet. You got to give him credit for getting that ball back. At least he actually gained a yard on it. That ball was dribbling around back there. It'd been easy for him to be looking up, and instead of concentrating on the football, it'd have been easy for him to be looking up to see who was going to tackle him. But he had some good presence out there to concentrate like that.
Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Brush 49, Fort Lupton 14. 3rd down and 7 to go from the 45-yard line with a back split. Simmons will hand it off on the left side, and nothing there for the running back. And that is Aaron Williams, the freshman. No gain, but again, Fort Lupton sending the house, Dave.
Yeah, they're just blitzing like crazy, and they have been. But it's tougher for our young offensive linemen that don't quite have the size to be able to stand that kind of pressure.
Cameron Alexander checks into the game. Well, this will be a perfect opportunity for a pitch. If they're cheating up the middle, if you can run it to the outside, that certainly works with the first team. 4th down and 7 to go from the Fort Lupton 45-yard line. And they're sending 2 right up the middle, and Fort Lupton was offsides, and there's the flag.
And you called the pitch. It was going to be a quick pitch over here to the left side, so it's too bad that they called that offsides against Fort Lupton, because that thing would have gone big.
No, there's no question about it, because Conrad Cole caught the pitch, and there was nobody out there. on Fort Lupton's right side. So now it'll be a 4th down and 2 from the 40-yard line. Keep in mind, a penalty does not stop the clock.
Yeah, Cameron Alexander was just going to have to make a block on this corner out here on this near side. Once Conrad got outside wide, it was going to be there. So we'll see what the coaches do here on 4th down, see if they come back with the same play.
I was just going to say that might not be a bad idea. Cole and Williams in the backfield. 4th and 2 from the Fort Lupton 40. And that time the Beet Diggers also moved. There was movement on both sides, but I think that's going to go against Brush. Well, 5 giveth, 5 taketh away. 4th and 7 to go from the 45-yard line. And Dave, all this under a running clock. In fact, in this quarter, because of all that, how many plays have been run? Total of 8 plays have been run in the quarter. That's a thing of beauty with only 1:38 to go in the game. So Fort Lupton might not even get another play off if the Beet Diggers are stopped on this play, because there's 1:29 to go. Now Brush is up to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 7 for the 45. Handoff running right up the gut, and Williams hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain. And I think Fort Lupton, did they call a timeout? Yeah, Fort Lupton has called a timeout. Well, they want to get some final plays in. They've got 2 timeouts remaining, 1:13 to go in the game, with the Beet Diggers up 49-14 on a frigid Friday at Beet Digger Stadium. This is 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Ray. I'm John Beltran with Dave Uhrig. We'll speak with Beet Digger head coach Randy Dreitz coming up right after this game. We'll name a player of the game as well. Committed to serving those in production ag, Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending, and you don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center, 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. And with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Inmeyer Phillips Insurance can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance. Merritt deep down the middle of the field. Pass is caught by Vasquez. Touchdown as he caught it at the 12-yard line and scored. 55 yards for Jalen Vasquez.
This is a beautiful pass and a decent pattern. He just had our corner beat all the way. There was no way we were hanging with him. He had us beat by about 3 yards, and the pass was just right on the money.
And after the 55-yarder, Fort Lupton now will probably go for 2. I don't see a kicker out there. This will be the final play of the game with 40 seconds to go. It's now 49-20. Merritt is under center this time. And he will pitch it right and hand it right back to Merritt, who throws it into the end zone. And that's a successful 2-point conversion off that trickery on that pass to Brody Nelson. And that'll be the end of the game as the Beet Diggers defeat the Fort Lupton Blue Devils tonight, 49-22. Let's take a break and come back with the game stats right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Uhrig back from Beet Digger Stadium. Welcome to the Beet Digger post-game show brought to you by Buildings by Design. Buildings by Design and Brush takes pride in their workmanship and quality of their relationships with clients. For a free bid, call Pat Walter, 842-5837. Building today's business, Buildings by Design. The Beet Diggers win the game tonight by a score of 49-22 as the game went to a running clock late in the third quarter. And the Beet Diggers got a 10-yard scoring pass to Randy Baker on a 4th down. 2-minute, 27-second drive, 31 yards after a fumble that was recovered by Tyler Stratman. Beet Diggers led 7-0. Brush would go up 14-0 as they got a 23-yard run from Kyle Rosenbrock early in the second quarter. That was a 10-play, 99-yard drive in 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Brush had another 99-yard drive. That took 4 minutes and 59 seconds with 2:35 to go in the first half. After a 10-yard Rosenbrock run, it was 21-0. However, Fort Lupton would get on the board just before the break. A 12-play, 65-yard drive in 2:09 Marcus Lennox, a 2-yard touchdown catch. Extra point was good. But then Kyle Rosenbrock broke off a 65-yard kickoff return with 5 seconds to go before the break. It was 28-7. Then Rosenbrock scored again, an 8-yard run on the opening drive of the second half. 4 plays, 64 yards in a minute 16. It was 35-7. Beat-Diggers made it 42-7. Midway through the third, 7-yard run by Randy Baker. 12 plays, 72 yards and 4:45. It was 42-7. 49-7 later on a 37-yard drive. 5 plays in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And then Fort Lupton would score a couple of touchdowns to finish off the game. 20-yard run by Jeff Merritt and a 55-yard catch by Jalen Vasquez on the final play from scrimmage. 2-point conversion was good. 49-22. Fort Lupton ends their season at 2-5 in Patriot League play, 3-6 overall. Beat Diggers win their 5th straight game, 5-2 in league play, 7-2 on the year. Dave will name the Beat Digger player of the game coming up a little bit later. Let's get to the stats and look at the Beat Digger numbers tonight.
Tell you what, the Beat Diggers were on fire. They ended up with 402 yards offense. Not their highest output of the season, but considering the fact that they scored fairly quickly, they had a couple of really long drives that ate up some clock. At any rate, 402 yards, 296 of those were on the ground. Tremolin had 106 of those in the air, completed 6 of 8 passes. Our leading rusher was Kyle Rosenbrock with 179 yards on 16 carries. Mikey Gutierrez had 9 carries for 66 yards. Jake Morrow had 51 yards on 9 carries. Tremolin had a -2, like I said. Our number one receiver was Randy Baker with 84 yards.
All right, quickly through the Fort Lupton side of the ledger there, Dave.
Yeah, they had 42 plays, 335 yards total offense, 187 of those on the ground and 148 in the air. Their quarterback completed 10 of 18 for, like I said, 148. They had their leading receiver was Jalen Vasquez with 85 yards on 4 carries. Lennox had 4 receptions for 42 yards. Merritt carried the ball as quarterback 10 times for 59 yards. Threw the ball 18 times, completed 10 of those for 148. Their running backs, Boyd had 38 yards on 6 carries, and then Fern had 8 carries for 40 yards.
And the Beat Diggers win the game tonight, 49-22, as the Beat Diggers win their 5th consecutive game. They enter the playoffs in Class 2A now for the 11th consecutive year as we bring in the head coach of the Beat Diggers, Randy Dreitz. Coach, it was nice and comfortable up here. How cold was it out there?
Let me tell you, it was cold. That was a cold game, but, I was proud of the way the guys played, and we did a lot of good things tonight. But, our young kids, I think they were half frozen when we got them into the game there. They were like, oh, my God, it's cold out here. They didn't want to take those coats off, I don't think. But, they played hard. Our kids played hard and got after it. And it's too bad the conditions were as cold as they were. But, we still had a good crowd, and I appreciate those people coming out and watching us play. And, it's seniors' night and all, and you hate to see that having bad conditions for those seniors on their last night game anyway. Yeah. And it's been a great group of seniors this year.
What about that 99-yard drive and then another 99-yard drive? I mean, you don't see that at any level of football, and yet your team executed on both drives, and that essentially broke open the game.
Well, we had some great blocks, and, Kyle Rosenbrock and Mitch, guys catching the ball all over the field. Randy Baker had some great catches tonight, and, just players executing and doing a great job, and that's what it comes down to. And, I was proud of the way they executed for the most part tonight.
Coach, I know it was a 35-point victory, but we saw 2 of the most incredible plays that we'll see all year. The kickoff return right before halftime where Rosenbrock just froze because I think he was trying to set up his blocks and maneuver one side of the field. Then when he saw the other, he just took off. I mean, they obviously kicked it off to the right guy, and I thought that was impressive enough. But quite frankly, in your mind, does that really not compare to what he did after that errant snap by Tristan Teeter went about 20 yards past Rosenbrock, and he picked up a first down? That was borderline miraculous.
Yes, he's amazing. He's an amazing player, amazing kid, and it was exciting to see those 2 plays happen. And teams in the playoffs are going to be looking at this number 4 and say we got to stop him because he does everything, and he does. He's a great player, and he set up his blocks really well from that kickoff, and Just what do you say about it? It was great to see, and I'm glad he's on our team.
Now, defensively, were there any adjustments made in the second half, or did you just play better defensively? Because there were times in the first half that Fort Lupton had some success moving the football. You didn't really outgain it by more than maybe 70 or 80 yards, so it wasn't bad. But the second half, it looked like you clearly picked up the level of defense because they didn't have nearly close to the yardage that they did in the first half.
Well, I think our players were learning. We talked to them a lot about over pursuing, and we were so anxious to get in there and make tackles that sometimes we flew in the backfield and shouldn't have, and over pursuing. I think that was a big key, and we talked about that, and they did the adjustments out there in the field and did a great job the second half.
Finally, Randy, your thoughts. We didn't get them last week when you clinched the playoff spot, but your thoughts on making the playoffs in 11 straight year. I mean, many schools would just like to make the playoffs 3-4 years in a row. You've done it 11 straight years, and I'm sure regardless of the seed, I'm sure you're thinking you're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs because you're playing some of your better football, averaging 50 points a game during this winning streak and really rebounding after a devastating loss to Eaton and a one-sided setback to Platte Valley, which seemed like happened maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it was only a few weeks ago, but this is a different football team you got right now.
Well, I definitely think so, and I'm excited for getting in the playoffs, and we have a lot to be thankful for here in Brush, being able to make it there and having the kids that we have, and I think our coaching staff has done a great job and working with these guys, and I'm just happy as a lark to get in the playoffs again. And we're going to take one game at a time, and hopefully we come out victorious. And it's just it's been a joy working with this group of guys this year, and they've worked really hard in practice, and it started this summer, like I said before, and they're a super group of guys to work with.
And it looks like once again, I don't think Jake Morrow, did he get into the end zone? Because it's just amazing. I mean, you got all these underclassmen scoring. I mean, Morrow had a nice contribution tonight as a senior, but this consistency continues. I mean, the future's great, but just this season has been amazing. I mean, of the 13 seasons you've coached, Randy, I don't think there's been one season where you got this much in terms of a contribution out of players so young.
Definitely. We're pretty young this year. We got a lot of sophomores getting a lot of playing experience, which is great for the future. And, they've been doing a tremendous job. And it's tough when you're a sophomore sometimes to step up to that varsity level, but we got a lot of guys doing it and doing a great job. And hopefully we'll continue in the playoffs. And I know they're going to get out there and battle every down, every play, because they've been battling all year, and I'm excited for it.
All right, Randy, always appreciate the time. Congratulations. We'll see you in the playoffs next week. That's Beat Digger head football coach Randy Dreitz after the Beat Diggers defeated the Fort Lupton Blue Devils tonight 49-22. Momentarily, I'll be rejoined by Dave Urig. We'll have our T.O. Charlie's Beat Digger player of the game. T.O. Charlie's at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Will not be beat by anyone when it comes to price. They'll help you find a car that fits your needs and budget. If you don't see what you want, T.O. Charlie's will find it for you. Log on to TOCharliesFTM.com to view inventory, current specials, and apply for a loan online. Drive away with confidence at T.O. Charlie's. Dave, we tried to spread the wealth around. Randy Baker's been a player of the game. Jesus last week. We had Jake Morrow 1 week. The offensive line another week. But Coach and I just talked about the couple of plays, those two special plays that Rosenbrock made outside of the touchdowns, outside of the plays he made on defense. I mean, I think it's got to be a no-brainer again that Kyle Rosenbrock is the Beat Digger player of the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He's just such a savvy football player. He's definitely not. He's not the fastest guy that's ever wore a Beat Digger uniform. He's not the. He doesn't jump the highest. He can't throw the ball the furthest, but he's smart and he knows how to play it. We saw on that return for a touchdown, and when he just stood back there and waited for a little bit and had the presence of mind as a sophomore to just wait, let all those Fort Lupton players converge on him, and then break it to the outside. That's just being somebody that's been there before in his own mind, and having the smarts of the game to go with it. So congratulations to Kyle. He had a couple plays tonight that were really all him.
Kyle Rosenbrock, the T.O. Charlie's Beat Digger player of the game. All right, Dave and I will be back with you. We're assuming a week from tomorrow. Normally the playoff games are Saturdays at 1 o'clock, so If the Bead Diggers are a top 8 seed, we'll be here at Bead Digger Stadium. They're the third team to qualify out of the Patriot League. Eaton is the league champion, Platte Valley the second place team. So the Bead Diggers, if they get in as a top 8 seed, will probably be right on the bottom half of that, 7, 8 perhaps. If not, we will be on the road, and we'll let you know on 10-10 preps and more from 1 to 2 coming up on Monday. Where the Bead Diggers will be headed if it's not here in Brush. Sound engineer and producer of Brush Bead Digger Football is Rose Condas. Our replay engineer is Trenton Clipper. And for Dave Urich, I'm John Beltran. The final score again tonight, the Brush Bead Diggers 49, the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 22. I'll remind you that we'll have a play-by-play recap on KSIRsports.com, video as well on our YouTube channel at KSIR B106. You've been listening to Brush Bead Digger Football right here on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com.